day to all of you who are currently watching. This is Cleanse Thy Soul, seeing the world in Bible colored lenses.
A podcast which specifically discusses matters regarding our lives, including various issues, struggles, and challenges that some of you may be currently experiencing, whilst aiming to evangelize and spread the word of our dearest Lord God.
This is Adi speaking, here with Mika, and we are your hosts for today.
So today's topic revolves around following Jesus through the exercise of freedom. But before we go deep into the topic, we shall first discuss what freedom truly means. Adi, ano nga ba yung ibig sabihin ng freedom?
Freedom is a word which holds different meanings. But what does it truly mean, you might ask? To start with, there are four types of human freedom, each having a meaning different from another. So the first one would be social freedom, which is defined by the absence of social demands and restrictions. In simple terms, it is the freedom to do as one pleases.
Oh, and the second one would be personal freedom, which concerns the individual's inner self. And to attain personal freedom is to be free from psychological determinisms and phobias, which limits one's capabilities.
The third one would be the Christian freedom, which pertains to the liberation from sin and evil, and to live in grace, sharing God's life through reconciliation.
And the last one would be genuine freedom, which is identified by the outstanding manifestation of the divine image in man.
Grabe, no? Ang dami pala. That's quite a lot of different meanings. Pero ano nga ba yung meaning nilang lahat? Which one of those
Hmm.
truly defines freedom?
In accordance to what is quoted in Galatians chapter 5 verse 13, you, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. True freedom isn't merely the ability to choose between options. It is something given by God. Thus, true freedom is something which shall only be used for the good.
Dignity is also something that has a deep connection with freedom, considering that freedom is something that is anchored in man's dignity, and like freedom, dignity is something that comes naturally to us as we are made in the image and likeness of God. However, there is also a dignity which is acquired as we grow, and that pertains to the dignity of intelligent and free persons who choose to shape their lives in accordance with the truth. The application of dignity along with the proper use of freedom equals the fulfillment and manifestation of God's presence in man.
Grabe, Adi, that's a lot to take in. But from what I understood sa sinabi mo, hindi ba ibig sabihin no na freedom can only be achieved if you are morally aware and conscious of whether an action is good or evil, and still choose to act upon what is right despite the consequences that may come with it?
Yes, Mika, you're right. As individuals created in the image and likeness of God nga, we are also considered as the crowning glory of God's creation, considering that we are the creation which God made out of His love and was given life by His breath.
Oo nga naman, tsaka isa pa, we were also given not just dignity but also a conscience and freedom to act upon what is right.
Yes, and given all that, we are expected to elect and always choose which is good as we venture forward into our lives.
As we should. Tsaka freedom also enters only when man holds high regard for the presence of God in each and every person that he or she meets, which shall be seen in how he or she treats others. Kaya naman, always remember to treat others with utmost respect, whether you know them or not.
Yes, you're right. And plus, because of the virtue of our dignity, before God's eyes, we are all equal despite the differences in our socioeconomic status, kahit ano pang ethnicity, religion, or gender and age natin.
Okay, so to wrap things up, I would like to share a Bible verse from the first book of Peter, chapter 2, verse 16 to 17, which states na, live as people who are free, not using your freedom as a cover up for evil, but living as servants of God. Honor everyone, remember to love the brotherhood, and fear God. So gusto kong i-share yung Bible verse na yon because it serves as a reminder that we should utilize the freedom given to us by God to do good and to do things according to his will and in accordance with the laws, be it the divine law or the civil laws. And it also serves as a reminder na we should live in service of others and not just live for ourselves.
Yes, Mika, you're right. I would like to also add a Bible verse about freedom that means a lot to me. I believe na share mo na 'to kanina sa social freedom, but, ulitin ko lang, the Galatians 5 verse 13, it says, "For you are called to freedom, only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love, serve one another." This means that the freedom given to us is not for us to cause sin, pero we should use it in a way na mag-glorify natin si Lord. And to also help our fellow Christians, kasi for me, before salvation, we had no choice. We are sinful in nature, pero now, because of the sacrifice na ginawa ni God para sa atin, we have been freed from all the sin that binds us. And having our free will does not mean that we can do whatever we want without us suffering the consequences. Kasi even though meron tayong free will, we are still responsible for the choices na gagawin natin. And we can choose to sow whatever we want, but we cannot choose what we will reap. So to sum up, that is all for today's podcast. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you learned something from today's sharing.
Again, this is Mika and Adi from Cleanse Thy Soul, seeing the world in Bible colored lenses, wishing everyone a pleasant day. Thank you for
Thank
listening.
you. Bye.